This practice of yin is really passive and static, so I always like to invite people to bring as much support as they want into their practice, and that can be like a bolster or pillow or cushions from your home. So just take time to gather some things if you haven't already. And then we will take this class probably more focused on the lungs and the rib cage, as that is an important part of our body working really hard right now. So we will begin on our bellies when you're ready. I'm just going to place a blanket rolled up slightly over my stomach area. And I'm going to spread my legs wide and cross my forearms and just rest my head there. Take some time to adjust your body. And then as you arrive in this shape, begin to notice how and what you are bringing to this space. How are you arriving? And what is moving through your mind or body? Start to acclimate to the space around you, taking note of any sounds or sensations near your mat. And then begin this mental inventory, taking note of your whole body. Let's scan the body from the top of the head, down the spine, all the way to the feet, just acknowledging any spaces of tenderness or pain or tension, while also open to the possibility of not feeling anything at all, not experiencing anything particular. And begin to observe the fluctuations of your mind. Acknowledge these fluctuations to be normal and part of the practice of mindfulness. And after creating a welcoming space for you right now, become aware of the pattern of your breath. Starting to take note of how the breath is moving through your physical body. Observe where in your physical body the breath expands. Perhaps it's the abdomen, gently pressing into the floor. Maybe you feel more sensation in the upper back or shoulder area. Come to be present with what is normal for you, natural. And allow this tool to anchor you in this practice of yin and meditation. And we'll slowly start to bend the knees and take the feet up towards the ceiling. And we'll just rock the feet side to side. And then perhaps take the hands down to the floor and back by your ribs. We're going to just spend a moment here rolling the shoulders back and looking forward beyond our mat, taking note of any sensation here. And then slowly making your way back down and adjusting off of any blanket under your abdomen and move the support either away or in front of your arms. And we're going to find a sphinx shape. So our forearms are going to connect to the earth. Our legs are going to come as wide as feels natural. And then here, allow the shoulders to relax, releasing any effort in the muscles. Over time, you might rest your head on a blanket or pillow or block. Or some of us might look up towards the ceiling. And then here, I invite you to become present to all of the physical sensations moving through your body, from the crown of your head down to the soles of your feet. And present to any resistance, perhaps in your mind, in this moment, allowing yourself to feel safe, or perhaps in your body. And then begin to soften your eyes or close your eyelids if they're not already there. Allow yourself to be present with sensation moving in the lower back, along the spine and around your rib cage. Over time, if you start to feel like you'd like more sensation, you can experiment with bending one knee and then the other. This might feel very intense on the lower back for some people. And if that's true for you, then just come to a normal place that feels sustainable. Here in this shape, we are acknowledging and enhancing the kidney meridian. In Chinese medicine theory, this meridian runs along the length of our spine and is responsible for fear and anxiety and personal power in the world we live in. The energy here is responsible for how we move throughout our life. Let's spend 3 more breaths here. Giving yourself permission to let this breath be normal and natural. And when you are finished with your last breath, make your way back down to the mat. Take your head onto your hands and just pause, absorbing any sensation that's moving through your mind or your body. And then taking your hands back by your rib cage, I'll invite you to press the body up, moving so slow. There's no need to rush. And transition towards a child's pose. But first, take your hands and your knees onto the mat and move through a gentle cat-cow shape. We'll lower the belly, roll the shoulders back, and lift the eyes. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, neutralize the back. And then arriving back to center, we'll move back to child's pose. I'm going to invite you to take support underneath the torso in a child's pose. That might be a pillow or a couple blocks. Spread your knees as wide as you like and then rest your head down on the support. Acknowledge how this feels in your physical body, contacting the floor and the yoga mat under the front of your body. If any sensation begins to feel too intense, you're welcome to modify, either moving yourself down to the floor on your torso or coming up to a seat. From this child's pose, let's draw the left hand back behind our lower spine. Relax the shoulder and relax the muscles along the neck and around the collarbone. One more breath here. And then slowly switch arms, releasing the left arm out in front of you and drawing the right hand to the lower back. Let's spend 3 more breaths here. And then gently release your right arm back down beside the mat. Push into the floor and begin to lift through your torso. Remove any support that's out in front of you. And then coming forward into table, perhaps tapping the fronts of the feet on the mat. And then we're going to tuck our toes and lean our weight back onto our heels. Let's spend a breath here. Reach our arms over our head. Exhale, twist to the left, reaching the right arm forward, the left hand back. Inhale, arms reach through center. And exhale, left arm forward, right arm backward. One more time, back through neutral. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. And over to the right. Inhale, arms release, back through neutral. And then take them behind your back. Interlace the fingers. Reach the hands down towards the toes. And then see where you can soften throughout the rib cage. Spend 3 breaths here. And then release the hands and come into a comfortable seat. We're going to extend our legs forward in front of us. Go ahead and sit on a blanket or something that can support your hips. And then taking a forward fold here. I really like supporting myself with 2 blocks and bolster because we're not looking for our most intense fold, our highest capacity. We're only moving gently into this shape. So the legs can feel relaxed. The spine perhaps is starting to round, and that's okay. Here we're beginning to soften the superficial tissues, the muscles, and the skin. You might rest your head in your hands, taking any extra tension away from your neck. Begin to move attention and energy to the length of your spine, the kidney meridian, moving from the crown of the head down all the way to the heels and the soles of the feet. And after spending a few breaths in this shape, you might decide to move further into the pose or move yourself back to a more neutral shape. Become present with any thoughts moving through your mind. And begin to observe these thoughts, noticing whether they serve you in this moment or whether they can be gently released. Start to make your way back up to a neutral position. Reach your arms up above you and then bend the elbows, draw the shoulder blades down the spine. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale up, exhale down. And maybe let out a gentle sigh. Good. Take your hands down and remove the support. I want to take us into a twist. So we're going to take the left leg over the right leg. And then take your blocks or pillows over to the left. So you can rest your hands there. So we're not moving into anything too deep. The hands are going to be evenly placed on the support below, and we'll begin to soften through the rib cage. You might even choose to tuck your chin down. Perhaps rock the chin side to side. And then see how you might soften around the edges throughout your left hip and your left side body. Acknowledge what is showing up here and allow it to be. Three more breaths, soft and steady. And gently begin to unwind the spine. Use your hands to release that left leg forward. Take both feet down onto the floor. We're gonna push into the floor and lift our pelvis off of the mat. Some of us might lean our head back. Today that doesn't feel too safe for my neck, so I'm gonna keep my chin tucked. And then release your body down to the floor. Both legs come wide. Let's reach our arms over our head. Exhale, fold forward. Not spending too much time here, just releasing any pressure throughout the back. And then leaning back upright, extending the right foot across the left leg, taking the blocks or pillows or bolsters over to the right, and then adjusting here so you can spend a few breaths here. Just begin to observe the patterns of resistance, perhaps in your tissues or in your mind. And by drawing awareness to these places, see how we can soften around the edges. Let the back of the legs feel heavy, the base of the spine rooted into the safety and support of the ground below, and the upper body feeling relaxed, open to opportunity. Become present to what is showing up for you. Three more cycles of your breath. And then we'll gently unwind, taking our time, unwinding the right leg. And let's take the soles of the feet together. So we can take blocks under the knees if that calls to you, and any pillows in front of you. And then we'll let our chin tuck and our elbows to rest down as we slowly fold forward. If you begin to notice your mind moving outside of this space and time, we can anchor it back by observing the senses, noticing the taste inside your mouth, the sounds near and far, and the contact between the physical body and the floor. 5 more breaths. And when you feel ready, moving very gently, let your head be the last thing to rise. Start to release. Make your knees, or bring your knees back to center. And then we're gonna rock our knees back and forth. So maybe take your hands behind you. And then when you're ready, I'll meet you on all fours in a table position. Take care to cushion your knees with a blanket if you want that in your practice today. And we're gonna move into more stretch throughout the upper body and the rib cage. So we're going to keep our knees and hips aligned and start to walk the arms out in front of us. Now this can feel really intense, so I'll invite us to start with just one arm today. Let's extend the right arm forward and bend the left forearm so our head can relax there. Become present with the pattern of your breath moving throughout the space of the rib cage, expanding all of the planes of the rib cage, the front, the sides, and the back. And if any sensation begins to feel too intense, more than uncomfortable, because some stress is beneficial and nutritional, but if this feels too intense, you're welcome to back out and come onto your torso. And then I'll invite you to switch arms, taking your left arm forward and your right forearm beneath your head, adjusting until you feel balanced and centered, and then softening, becoming present with what is true here, right now for you. Taking note of any patterns of thought, any resistance or tension that you might be able to release. And then, after one more breath, we will release, pushing our hands back down into the mat and lifting up through table. Let's reach the right arm off to the side and up to the ceiling and just take some shoulder circles here. The fingers moving forward, down to the mat and back and up. And then taking this action in the opposite direction. Plant your right hand and extend the right arm forward, up and back. Starting to just find any kinks in the left shoulder. And when you're done with that, we will move on to our back. I always suggest cushioning the neck and the head with a blanket. And from our back, we'll enter into a twist. So taking any support you want to use and moving it over to the left. And we'll begin with drawing our right knee in towards our chest and the left leg long. Begin to let the back of the sacrum feel heavy into the floor. And then using your left hand, begin to guide the right knee across the body, entering into a twist. Now, for some folks, this might be a lot on the right shoulder as well. So if the right shoulder is feeling too tense, then take some cushion beneath it or perhaps on top of it, like a blanket. And then I'm going to rest my right knee on a block. Over time, you might decide to move deeper into this shape or back out of it. And then here we might be experiencing some gentle compression. The front of the right hip joint compressing down into the pelvis. For more intensity in this shape, we can experiment with bending the bottom knee, drawing the heel closer towards our glute. If you still want anything more, then perhaps the right arm reaches down towards the foot and finds contact. If that constricts the breath in any way, then allow yourself to move in a more nutritional place for you today. Become present with the pattern of your breath moving in through your nose, making its way down the throat, towards the lungs and diaphragm, deep in towards the abdomen. And noticing the exhale, letting all of that release back out through the nose. Observe the pressure between the back of the body and the length of the spine down towards the ground. Begin to invite this area to feel heavy, relaxed, open. And if you're reaching down towards your bottom foot, you can slowly let go and begin to unwind the shape, lengthening the left leg and moving the body back to center on the mat. Pausing here, taking the right knee in towards the chest. And then taking the knee out and up towards the armpit. And then making your way to the second side. Lengthen your right leg. Maybe you decide to take a neutralizing breath here, reaching the arms above you, lengthening the whole body. And then in time, we'll take the left knee into the torso. Heaviness and softness in the back of the body. And we'll slowly twist, taking the left knee over to the right, moving down to any support of a bolster or block. And naturally allowing your body to move deeper into this shape. Relax any extra resistance throughout the face and the jaw. Letting go of any need to control throughout the chest and the shoulder. Draw your awareness back to the length of your spine and along the left side body, reminding yourself that you are here practicing mindfulness and love. And some of us might move deeper by reaching the left hand down to the right foot, only if that feels sustainable today. Three more breaths. And as you're ready, releasing the bind between your hand and foot and taking care to return back flat on your mat. Let's draw the left knee back in towards the torso and out towards the left rib cage. And then slowly release, extend the left leg and draw your arms over your head. Breathe in here and perhaps exhale through your mouth. Draw both knees into your chest. Rock the body side to side. And then placing the feet back down on the floor, we're going to move into a supported bridge. So, with a block or a blanket or a pillow, take the support and place it beneath your sacrum, pushing the heels into the floor, lifting the pelvis, and letting the block be there. The arms can extend out to the sides or beyond your head. Once again, we draw our attention back to this practice, recognizing the senses that are true for us, the texture beneath our body, the temperature of the air, the sounds moving in through your ears, and the pattern of your breath. You're welcome to begin to extend your legs long in front of you if that calls out to you. If there's any twinge in the lower back, then we might try taking the block a little bit lower along the spine or walking our feet back in. Take note of the whole body, the front of the body open towards the sky, and the back of the body protected by the source of the ground. The whole body here beginning to feel soft and heavy. Slide your feet back along the floor. Reach your arms above your head. And then take the palms down by your waist. Push the feet into the floor and lift off of the support. And very slowly neutralize the back coming all the way down. Guide your feet wider than your mat and sway your knees side to side, back and forth. And then we'll roll over to one side and slowly push up to a seat just so I can show you what's next. We're gonna support the chest with two blocks. One block at the medium level for the skull and the second block on the length, the flat level. You can always use a few cushions or bolsters if you like. And today I'm gonna take a blanket and rest the blanket on top for additional comfort. There we allow about a fist width of distance between our back and the support. And then slowly adjust, taking the rib cage and the shoulder blades on the lower block and the head on the top block. And you can decide if it feels safe to let the legs extend long. Direct the rib cage down and soften across the collarbones. Opening yourself up to something more, something beyond the external. Move attention and energy back to the quality and depth of your breath. Sensing this breath moving throughout the entire torso, expanding and softening, constantly providing. We'll spend 3 more steady breaths in this shape. At the end of your final breath, we'll bend into the knees if they're not already there, and slowly, mindfully to one side, and then coming all the way back down, flat on the back. So flat on our back, keeping the left foot on the floor, we're going to start to take the right heel over to the left glute. So the right knee is going to begin to splay open. And from there, cushioning the head if you haven't already, or if you'd like to, and reaching the right arm over the head. Maintaining length throughout the whole right side body. Returning the attention to the physical self and all of the
patterns of tension that we might be holding on to. And letting these patterns drift away, providing a new, safe, secure place for your body to relax. Release the right arm and slowly take the right knee back towards the ceiling, the right foot flat on the floor. Neutralize the pelvis. And then switch. Take the left heel down towards the right glute. Let the left leg open. And the left arm extends over the head. Become present to the left side body. Release your left arm. Taking the left knee back to neutral, draw both knees into your chest and make any final movements or adjustments or shapes in your body before our final Shavasana. Within your Shavasana, take some time to gather all of the props you like to feel comfortable. Covering the body with a blanket if you tend to feel cold. Let the arms begin to soften away from the sides of the body. And just taking note of how this feels to evenly place your body crown of the head all the way down to the soles of the feet. Relax the muscles around your eyes and your eyebrows. Soften the face, the jaw, the neck, relaxing tension across the collarbones and throughout the shoulders, and sending this wave of relaxation down the whole body. And taking a moment to know that there's nowhere you need to be, nothing you need to do, but be present with your breath. Begin to guide attention back to all of the sensations in the room. Begin to draw attention back to the feeling of your breath moving in through the body and out through the body. And then gradually allow yourself to externalize awareness, reawakening through your fingers and your feet, finding gentle movement in your body. And shifting over to one side and slowly making your way up to a seated position. And then from there, taking note of how things might have changed for you. Notice the ways in which you might feel different or better. And hold space in your heart for all of the ways that are still the same. Take your hands in towards your chest. And here I thank you for joining me and moving your body together. The light in me honors and greets the light in you. Namaste.